This is a News 12 special edition. Target 12 investigates HMOs, profits versus patients.
Lena Lang of Deer Park had cancer. She says her doctor told her no test was needed.
They're playing with people's lives.
Hazel Taus of East Islip was in danger of going blind in one eye. She says her doctor said the condition was not serious.
They would let me lose a sight in my eye rather than give me a referral.
As a newborn, Luke Kuby had a serious infection. Doctors told the family not to worry, but by the time Luke received the care he needed, it was too late.
I think it could have been totally avoided by a simple blood test.
These are more than just 3 isolated cases of questionable medical care. They are clues to a hidden danger that may affect you and millions of other Americans. Under the guise of healthcare reform, many doctors can profit by restricting the care their patients receive. And for patients, the bottom line may be deadly. On Long Island, more than 500,000 patients belong to HMOs, health maintenance organizations. But few are told of the secret deals between HMOs and their doctors. For 6 months, News 12 investigated those deals. We found that 11 of the 12 HMOs on Long Island reward doctors who limit the cost of medical care provided to their patients.
It's certainly unethical, and I think it ought to be made illegal. I think arrangements of that kind ought to be against the law because it provides powerful economic incentives for doctors to act in an unprofessional way.
Doctors are not only paid for what they do for patients, they are also paid for what they don't do. To save money, many HMOs reward or penalize doctors based on the cost of care their patients receive.
Brings the doctor around from the opposite side of the table, puts the physician squarely on the same side of the table as us. Now we're all trying to do the same thing. We're not fighting one another.
I would ask patients, on whose side do you want your doctor to be? Do you want your doctor to be on the side of businessmen and investors who have an interest in spending as little on your health care as they can get away with? Or do you want your doctor to be on your side?
HMOs use a variety of different deals to bring doctors to their side of the table. These arrangements are usually secret, often complex, and rarely disclosed to patients. Bonuses are a common incentive used by HMOs. Doctors can earn thousands of dollars in extra income by limiting services to patients. The bonuses are based on how much money the HMO saves.
I think it's unethical, and I think it should be made illegal.
On Long Island, these HMOs offer utilization bonuses to doctors. HIP, Choice Care, Cigna, Prudential, Travelers, and U.S. Healthcare. U.S. Healthcare, headquartered in Pennsylvania, has one of the more interesting bonus systems, but the HMO refuses to call it a bonus.
And if you call that reward a bonus, so be it. We prefer to say that it's an incentive and it works to be a distribution.
Each month, U.S. Healthcare sends its doctors a report detailing how much money the HMO spent on each patient. It also shows doctors how much extra they could make by cutting the cost of specialists in hospital care.
It has a financial tag on the end of it because we don't, frankly, know exactly what other incentive a physician would respond to.
This sample report illustrates the bonus potential of a family doctor with 925 U.S. healthcare patients, less than half a typical private practice. In this example provided by U.S. Healthcare, the doctor would receive $1,700 a month, more than $20,000 a year in bonuses. Depending on the cost of patient care, this doctor could earn more than $52,000 a year in bonuses, or as little as $0.
The doctor could be thinking, maybe I want a specialist's opinion here, but gee, I'm going to lose a couple $1,000s from referring patients to specialists, and I can't afford that.
U.S. Healthcare contends that such abuses are unlikely. The HMO has a complicated system for rating the quality and quantity of care its doctors provide, and the rating is part of the formula for calculating bonuses.
I can't give you a guarantee that there's no inappropriate care that occurs. That'd be silly. But I think there's less inappropriate care that occurs in our system than there is in the outside system.
Comparisons are difficult. Many HMOs are secretive about their medical data, and so it has been difficult for researchers to conduct independent studies.
The HMOs, by and large, won't give outsiders access to their data, so it's tough to do studies to document quality, but I think any human being would expect that quality would suffer.
Another widespread incentive is called the withhold, also known as a holdback. When some HMOs pay doctors, they hold back some of the money, usually 20%. The doctors only get that money if they meet the HMO's goals for saving money.
I think that's called kickback in any other field. In medicine, it's called holdback.
On Long Island, these HMOs use holdbacks. Aetna, Choice Care, MetLife, Oxford, Prudential, and Sanis. Empire Blue Cross and Blue Shield's HealthNet stopped using withholds in July and plans to switch to a bonus system. Oxford Health Plan is the fastest growing HMO in the country. Oxford uses withholds to motivate most of its participating physicians.
You need to figure out a way to get everybody focused on making the right decisions. And so these systems have to necessarily involve the doctors.
According to corporate documents, up to 50% of a doctor's fee may be withheld by Oxford.
That's a huge financial incentive. That means to the doctor it may be tens of thousands of dollars that they forfeit by prescribing expensive care to their patients.
There is another type of incentive called direct risk. Some HMO doctors have a direct financial stake in the cost of care their patients receive. When they refer patients to hospitals or specialists, doctors may have to pay the bills out of their own pockets.
In many ways, it does shift some of the risk to the provider. Some of the insurance risk is being shifted, as well as the reward.
Oxford is the only HMO on Long Island to publicly disclose its direct risk deals with doctors.
And for the first time, physicians on their own are lowering the rate of surgery, they're lowering the rate of hospitalization, there are fewer specialist visits.
According to Oxford's Steve Wiggins, doctors usually profit from the arrangements. Off camera, he also admitted that a small group of doctors could lose up to $75,000 on a single patient.
They have a hook into you, a financial hook, which influences the decisions you're going to make. I don't want to be taken care of by a doctor in that position.
We're, in essence, doing an experiment on probably millions of patients around this country on how we pay their doctors without having any real idea of what it does to quality.